This is a game we love, and we're getting a chance to play it, and we're excited about it. Have we faced a lot of adversity? Absolutely. Have we been forced to make adjustments and handle disappointments and be away from our families at the holidays when we didn't think? Yes. But our big thing is we're gonna take the tough parts and we're gonna turn it on its head, and we're gonna redeem it for something good that makes us stronger. And we're gonna execute no matter what. And so Sunday's our first chance to prove that. And we're excited for the opportunity. Colorado's a really good team. I've watched a lot of film. They're 11-0. They're deeper than they've ever been, more athletic than they've ever been, more experienced than they've ever been. And excited about what that's going to force us to do, and excited to be in Pac-12 play.
Great. You can either raise your hand or just unmute yourself, and we can kind of move through some questions. So if anyone wants to start, feel free.
Don't everybody go at once.
Hi, I was wondering how the momentum of the team is doing after the time that you guys had off.
Great question. I think I just asked Riz this. We had a meeting earlier today. I said, what have the silver linings been? And, there have been some. I think, Charisma and Imari have really had a lot of great opportunities with 2-on-2 actions. And I think they've really developed some great chemistry. I think whenever you have something taken away, when you have an opportunity to come back, there's a point of gratitude, and I think that creates momentum. And then as you see canceled game, postponed, canceled, postponed, you go, man, I just want to play this game. I mean, we've worked too hard. And I think Charisma made a great point to me earlier today. I don't mean to steal your thunder here, Charisma, but she was talking about, like, this has been like preseason. We practice. And then finally, like a month later, we get to play a game. And that's exactly what it's going to be like for us. We haven't played a game since December 11th. So expect us to come out of the gate excited, with momentum, with gratitude, with maybe new senses of what we can do and what we can become as a team, and no excuses. We're just going to be the tougher, more together team, knowing that that's the team that usually comes out with the dub.
Hi, guys. What do you think is going to be the biggest challenge on Sunday against Colorado?
Chantel and Charisma, why don't you guys take that first?
I think one, just playing in Colorado, the elevation and the altitude is always just really tough to play in. And we've been doing some things like taking beat shots to try to get ready for that. But just like kind of getting back into game shape a little bit, because we haven't played in a while. So I think as we have more games, it'll get easier, but definitely that is probably on the list.
Chantel, what do you think?
Yeah, I totally agree with what Riz said. And like Coach was saying, Colorado is a great team. They're looking really good this season. And it's our first game back. We've had a lot of people coming back from injuries and COVID. So it's just such a great opportunity to get back out on the floor all together and just getting back to playing. We haven't played a game in so long, it feels like. I think it's going to be difficult, but it's also going to be just so much fun.
Sue, go ahead.
Hey, you guys. Good to see you. Just wondering, I know before the interruption, you guys were kind of looking to quote unquote get back on track or whatever, because you had a couple of losses there. But do you feel like this was maybe also an opportunity to do a reset? And have you guys changed anything since before practices stopped?
Well, I don't know. I think for individuals, I think it's been a good reset. I was talking to Charisma earlier about just how she puts so much wear and tear on her body just by the way she plays and how hard she plays, and that, maybe it allowed her to sort of recover in some of those ways and sort of reset going into the Pac-12 season. I think there's I think for different individuals, maybe there's been some opportunity with that, but I actually thought we really did reset after Connecticut. And that's why the shutdown was a little bit jarring in that way, because I honestly think we saw some really good growth in that game, but we also saw some things that we really let slip away and that we had to sort of hold the mirror out. And whenever you have to face that and deal with that, which our team dealt with it really well, actually, you just want to go out there and apply what you learned, And so it's been a long time to wait for that. So I think the reset comes of like, we were just, I thought, getting momentum even in that, I thought, from what we did. And so, I think that there's opportunities with that, but I think it's very individualized. Some of it was a reset. Some of them, it was really harder. We had, I think, 7 people that weren't able to go home with their families during Christmas. That was a whole different, in the holidays. That's a hard thing to have to, when you don't plan for that, to have to swallow. So, but I think that the bottom line is life happens, adversity happens. And, how we respond is really the key factor of that. But I think there is potential there, Sue, to see some, I don't know about maybe reset is the word, but I think there are great pivots in learning that I probably have come from this, both individually as well as collectively.
That makes sense. And maybe just a quick follow-up. At this point, unfortunately, it's been you guys are kind of old. Do you guys kind of feel like pandemic coping veterans at this point? Because it seems like, we just went through this and now here you are being soldiers about it again. How is this time different than the first time?
Go ahead, players.
I think the first time round last year, it was just uncharted territory. We didn't have any COVID cases during our season last year. And so even when it struck our team this year, it was like, whoa, this is new. How do we handle this? What's the right, safest way possible to go ahead with practices in our season, and making sure that we're still keeping in mind that we've got games to continue playing after this isolation period. So it's definitely different. And I think that we can learn from what we did well last year and apply that moving forward this year, and learn from what we experienced over that holiday break, and just to continue to learn from it. The pandemic's not over, and we still need to be safe and figure out ways to play safely and just get back out on the court and do the thing we love to do.
I just want to say one thing about the Pac-12 too. And there's a lot of great games on tonight. I know Sue has them all on. I know that for a fact, but I don't.
Girl, you already know.
I know, I do already know. And I love that about you. But the reality for don't sleep on the Pac-12 still. We lost 3 starters early, probably in the COVID situations, but then we had further in the COVID. Oregon in the same way lost significant players for a lot of the preseason. Same with Oregon State, had some situations that way. Just remember, there's so many phenomenal teams, and we had some losses and some injuries in the non-conference schedule in the Pac-12. But I'm telling you, you just wait till February and March. And if people can sleep on them now, they won't sleep on them in the NCAA tournament, because they're just going to be getting buckets and winning games. So I am excited to go into the Pac-12 season to experience that. And no one's talking about the Pac-12 right now because we have some of that adversity we faced. But obviously Arizona and Stanford have done extremely well, but they're not the only ones. And so I just, as a media person, don't quit telling that story about how good the Pac-12 is, because we had hit some adversity, but there are just so many talented players and great programs that are going to continue to grow through January and February, and we will be ready for March.
Yes, ma'am.
Grace, go ahead.
I was just going to ask about injuries and the roster shortage starting out the season, and how that sort of affected the mentality of the team, and also if the quarantine allowed for some of those injuries to heal up and people to come back.
The answer to that is both, and it's been really hard. I'm not going to lie. It's been hard for those individuals. Excuse my dog as she barks. But I think the reality is that, it is what it is. It's adversity. It hit us. So we're going to respond and get better from it. But was it hard? Absolutely. We thought never will we have to go through a year where we only had 7 players like we did last year at all. But we found ourselves that way, again, and we're not we'll swish our feet in the pity pond for about 10 seconds. And then we're getting out and we're responding and we're getting better from it. But it was hard. And has the pandemic, I'm not sure it's sped up anybody's healing process, but it's definitely got us closer to when other people might be added back. And so I think you will see some add backs in the next couple of weeks. I think we will get a couple of players back, but they're still on those progressions and we're not quite there yet.
Anybody else? All right, anything else to add, Coach?
Just that I really am pleased with our mentality going into this game. Will it be hard? Absolutely. Will there be challenges? You bet. Colorado's really good, but I really like our team's mentality. I like who we're led by. I like the growth that I've seen, and the find a way mentality that we have chosen. And that's not something that happens. That's something you choose. And so you can expect that the Bruins will be bringing improvement, bringing mental toughness and a whole lot of joy into Sunday's game. So appreciate you guys making time tonight to be with us, and look forward to growing together through the Pac-12 season.
Great. Thanks, everybody.
Thanks, you guys. And Chantel, I'm really glad you got to experience the pandemic from the American side this time. I bet it was a little bit better.
It's crazy in any country, I'll tell you that much.
Yeah, it's not fun. Thank you, ladies.
Bye-bye now.
Have a good night.